Hey everybody, this is Flavio Romeo, and on this episode of the Towncast, we were down at the Glen Rock Inn in Glen Rock, New Jersey. If you haven't been there, highly recommended. And we spoke to Nella Veldran. She is the publisher with Best Version Media. She talks about the publications that she publishes in this area, but then also talks about an opportunity to start your own business in publishing. So enjoy the episode, everybody. All right, everybody, this is so awesome. If you've received any of these magazines, over the past several months, oftentimes when you get these, you don't even know, where are these coming from? They're so awesome. And I wanted to give everybody a chance to meet the woman that's put this all together, Nella Veldran.
Hi,
thank you so much.
To meet you.
Thank
Very
you.
nice to meet you, Flavia.
Yeah, thank you for doing this. Oftentimes you get so much junk mail,
right,
that it's annoying, especially if you travel. I do a lot of traveling. When I
right.
come back, I put the mail on hold, and when it comes back, it's about 6 inches thick.
And more than half of it is garbage.
It's junk. It's junk.
I know.
But
well, I can assure you this is not.
I know. When you get something like this, it's awesome. And I'm sure that you guys that are watching this, that receive this, love it. Every time it comes in. I want to talk about what I loved when I first saw these is that you've got families on the covers.
Absolutely.
So tell me about the magazine.
Okay, well, that's what makes us different, really. That's what makes us unique. We're owned by Best Version Media. It's my corporate parent company. They are private community magazines that get distributed to affluent communities all over the country. We have 1,400 around the country.
Really?
Yes, and we have 45 in New Jersey. So we are growing leaps and bounds. Yeah, we have 2 new ones starting in Allendale and Waldwick and Hohokus. My 3 here, Franklin Lakes, Ridgewood, and Glen Rock. We have Wyckoff, cool. Ramsey, we have Northvale, Rivervale. I mean, we have them all over the place.
Yeah.
But what makes us unique is that we concentrate on the community. We're hyper-local. So people enjoy reading them, and they don't consider them junk mail because they're mailed inside the mailbox. They don't get tossed on the ground or in the, like a lot of those things that you'll find in your driveway.
And they're colored.
Yeah,
it's colored through and through.
Absolutely. It's like a little Christmas present once a month in the mail. And people enjoy getting them. We've actually kind of made it a game now. People always ask me, "Who's on the cover next month? Who's on?" And I say,
really?
"You'll have to wait and see. It's a surprise."
So how do you find the people?
Well, it's funny you asked that question. It started, when we first started the magazines. People are usually skeptical. What is this? Are you going to exploit me? I'm shy. I don't want to do it. I'm private. I get all that.
Yeah.
Once we get going, we end up now having people contact us. Can I, I'm into philanthropy. I have something to promote. I foster dogs. We get all sorts of different little stories. So they contact you saying,
yes. "Hey, we do a feature on us."
We have a voice. Yeah. We'd like a voice. We'd like to talk to you a little bit about what we do.
It's kind of what we do on the Towncast.
Yeah.
We interview people like you.
Yeah, absolutely. You get the word out, right?
Exactly.
What's kind of cool about what we do too is I've had some sort of famous people on my covers. I had Brian Dable on my cover last year, the coach of the Giants.
Right?
Yeah. I've had Nate Burleson on the cover. He's a news anchor on CBS News, and he's been on my covers. A few. I have another giant that we're planning to, and I'm not telling you who it is, that we're going to be covering. Yeah, in Franklin Lakes.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool. But it's not just about famous people. It's about everyday people like you and me.
Like the Leonard family.
Yeah, like
right
the Leonard family.
Rock.
Yes, right here in Glen Rock. Absolutely.
So you write about the family. You interview the families.
Right.
You write their stories.
Right.
Tell us a little more about what else is inside the magazine.
Well, what you can find every month in the magazine is what's sold in real estate. So real estate what's sold. We also have a calendar of events every single month. And then
I like that.
Yeah. People love that because then you know what's going on. But most important, we just write about what's going on in town. One day it'll be about an athlete of the month. Like we covered Glen Rock's graduation and Ridgewood's graduation, the valedictorians. We cover the chief of police. We cover the EMT. We cover the fire departments. Yeah. It's just, and we're always asking for editorial. You know, I
Yeah.
always ask people to get in touch with my content coordinators. In Glen Rock, it's Linda Plastina. In Franklin Lakes, it's Christine Christopole. And in Ridgewood, it's Catherine Schmidt.
Technology.
Yeah.
So you're saying that if someone has ideas that they want to share and say,
Absolutely.
hey, here's a great story.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
so they can.
They
how do they go to
contact
your
me.
website?
They can contact my website, www.bergenlivingmagazine.com, and send me a note.
BergenLivingMagazine.com.
Right. That's my umbrella
And you have
name.
Instagram?
Yes, I do. Instagram is _BergenLiving _ BVM. We have over 3,500 followers, and they're all local, which is kind of cool. They're all vetted.
Nice.
And we promote our sponsors on there as well. So it's not just print, it's digital, and it's social media. It's a three-legged stool.
And the other thing I love is that the sponsors, as you go through it, it's not, it's not these big, massive corporate. They're all local. They're local.
Absolutely.
Local sponsors.
This is all about local business.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
local people, local sponsors.
Yeah. My
I love
tagline
that.
is, be a sponsor in the local magazine that supports your local businesses.
Yeah.
It's one hand washes the other. This magazine's free to all residents in single-family homes in different towns, in these towns. And
So
it's
they just get
supported.
it.
Yeah, they get it. But it's supported by the sponsors who underwrite the magazine.
Yeah, well, just so you guys know, it's not a matter of like making a ton of money. This is expensive to print.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, color
It's not
magazine.
cheap. No, it's definitely not
and
cheap.
mailing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's roughly costs between $3.50 and $4 a copy, if you really break it down.
Is that what it comes
Yes,
out to? And
yes.
and guess what? You're not paying for it.
No,
You're
it's
getting
free.
it for free. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's awesome. And
Thank you.
we've talked a lot on the Towncast about supporting your local businesses.
That's so important.
And being able to go in and say, oh, this is cool. Okay, JB Pet Supplies, just an example. JB Pet Supplies.
Right.
Let's
Or Atlantic Mechanical, they're brand new. The first
rather
time
than
in the
going to
magazine.
Petco, PetSmart. Those are great companies. That's
Right.
great, but
they're big.
they're big.
Yeah,
they're
they're
big.
big. Mm-hmm.
And when you have local companies, especially local businesses, and I've had this conversation so many times. Local businesses support local baseball teams, soccer
Absolutely.
teams. They help sponsor the jerseys.
Right.
So they give back to the community.
Right.
And I love that you're able to bring those together.
Yeah, well, it's music to my ears, what you're saying. I always say that too. I say, people will say, or they'll spend all this money on this storefront, right? And then they expect people are going to, beat a path to their door.
Right.
My big thing is, okay, what's the point of having a spotlight under a bushel? Like,
Right.
if people don't know you're there, I don't care how much money you spend on your storefront.
Exactly.
You're going to be out in 6 months when you can't afford the rent.
And even if even if you live in Glen Rock and you know all the stores in Glen Rock, you might not have known that one town over they've got a pet supply store.
Right.
Or on the other side they've got
Exactly.
this kind of store.
Exactly.
So I love that it's not just the local businesses
No.
supporting the local magazine.
It's
It bran-
outside of that as well. I
Yeah.
have a lot, like in Glen Rock Magazine, I have the Glen Rock Inn where we're sitting right now, who's a sponsor, and I
Yeah.
thank them very much
Yeah,
for that.
yeah.
But then we have other people that are outside of Glen Rock that want to advertise to the people in Glen Rock.
Right.
That's why they run.
Yeah, they may not have a storefront here, or
No.
they may be an online business, or they
Absolutely.
May be,
We have a lot of those, actually.
Virtual
a lot,
businesses?
Yeah, a lot of virtual businesses, yes.
well,
we
and it's
do.
a great way to get the word out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoy doing it. I mean, I've been a publisher my whole life. I started out with the Bergen Record when I was,
Did
very
you?
young. Yes.
Did you
Yeah,
really?
I did advertising sales. I did real estate sales. I did automotive sales. I did bridal sales.
Wow. So you were always on the selling.
Yes, as a salesperson. And then I graduated from there, and I went to a couple B2B companies. I ended up in Manhattan for 30 blah, blah, blah years. I was there for a
She
while.
started when she was 9 years old. guys.
Yes, yeah. No,
It was
I
child
always
labor.
say 12, but 9 is good too. Yeah. And, I never looked back. And then I went to some, pretty big companies like Dun & Bradstreet and Nielsen Business Media and McGraw-Hill.
So you're commuting every day.
Oh, yeah. And that got old, and a lot of traveling. I've
That gets
traveled
old.
all over.
It
Yeah.
gets old fast.
So I decided, you know what, I'm done doing that. I think I'm going to retire. That lasted all of 2 weeks. I was bored out of my mind.
There is
But,
no
yeah.
retirement for
No,
salespeople.
No. I don't know, divine intervention, who knows what it was, but BVM and I kind of connected, and the rest has been history. I've been on with BVM since June of 2019. I started my first magazine up and running within 8 weeks. I had that going, and then I've never really looked back. I'm also the market manager for Bergen County.
Oh, okay.
So as we start other magazines, like I said, we're starting new ones. We're just waiting to get to baseline so we can get them going. But we're going to continue to grow. I mean, that's the goal. BVM is a great company to work for.
Well, and
we're always recruiting. If
anybody's looking let's talk about that. Let's talk about
if anybody's looking to, start their own business, that's how you can do it, because you really are your own owner. I mean, it's your own business.
Yes. All right. So let's talk about that, because I think it's a great opportunity. I did
really
see it on
is.
the website.
Yeah.
So if someone is in a town that doesn't have this yet, like let's say Hawthorne as an example.
Hawthorne would be a great town.
Hawthorne doesn't have this
Fairlawn,
yet.
Mahwah, Paramus. I mean, the
Perfect.
list goes on. Yeah.
So they don't have this magazine. Would they contact you and say,
Sure.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
I love what I saw, and I'm so if they they reach out to you, they go on your website, they go on your Instagram.
Cancel that. N Veldran at Best Version Media.
Best Version.
Bestversionmedia.com.
Okay.
And give me an email, drop me an email, and I could tell you a little bit about the opportunity. And it is a wonderful opportunity. There are people that are doing quite well with us at Best
That's
Version
awesome.
Media. Yeah.
How do you get your editorial content? I mean, the sponsors, getting
Sponsors is me selling them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to editorial content, how do you get all of your stories? How do you get submissions? People just submit to you?
Yeah. Well, as I mentioned before, Linda Plastina for Glenrock, for example. Yeah. So you can reach out to her. Her email's in all the, mastheads of all the magazines.
Yeah, and I'll put it up right under here.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's very connected. Oh, that's what I started saying before. All three of my content coordinators are very content coordinators. They should really be called
new terminology.
Content king or content editors, because they're amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, without them, I wouldn't be able to have magazines. I mean, they're amazing. And they're very well known in each town that they represent. Like Linda's been in this town for over 25 years.
She's been here in Glenrock.
Yes, so she knows a lot of people, and she's been her kids grew up in the school system, so everybody knows her. Same with Christine Christopol in Franklin Lakes. It's funny, I knew of her children and she knew of mine because our kids were in every other grade with each other.
Oh, they weren't in the exact
class. But I had
class.
never met her, and then one day we had lunch at Paza, and the rest is history. She's been amazing. She knows everyone knows her, she's very well respected. We have a really good working relationship. We get each other, so it works.
Yeah.
And then last but not least is Catherine Schmidt in Ridgewood. She's been there over 40 years.
In Ridgewood.
Yeah, she's almost like the unsung mayor. Like, she's not, but everybody knows her. Everybody knows her. She's like a celebrity.
40 years. I wonder if she knows my dad, may he rest in peace.
Maybe.
My dad had a shop there. He had a tailor shop there for several years.
Really? Okay. That's
years
interesting.
ago.
Yeah. She probably did know him.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So it's definitely a group effort. It doesn't all happen with me. Oh, and then I forgot to mention Martha Fickinger. She is my account executive. She's also in Ridgewood. And she is, she works with me, and she's been a blessing. She has a lot of contacts, and she does a really good job. And together, we've grown the magazines.
So if someone is, because I'm thinking for myself, selfish reasons. If someone is interested, you would help them understand, like, here's what you have to do to get sponsors. Here's what you have to do to get editorial content. Because I would imagine
there's a whole training process.
Oh, there is?
Oh, yeah. We give you, and the training itself is worth a fortune, if you think about it. If you had to pay for that kind of training, it costs you thousands of dollars.
You don't have to pay for it?
No.
You just say, I want to do this.
If you're truly interested in to do this, obviously I would interview you, and then corporate would interview you. Yeah. And if we think you're a good fit, we train you and we help you get started. We have an amazing sales team. It's run by Michael Stefanelli. He is the division manager. He lives in Morristown, or out by Morristown.
Yeah.
And we have a great team. I mean, our last sales meeting was amazing. When I started in June of 2019, I think we had 7 people in New Jersey total. 7 people.
7 people.
7. Today, our last meeting was last month. We had a meeting, and we had 35 people there. Wow. Yeah. We've grown tremendously, and we continue to grow.
Big company meetings.
Oh, yeah. We have them 4 times a year. The next one is in Florida. We're going to Orlando, Florida in January. Yeah.
Do they bring everybody from across the country?
We do. It's so big that we can't do that. What we do is the East.
Okay.
Central, and then the West, because it's so big. Yeah. We become very, very big, and it's funny because I guess it's what do they say? Imitation is flattery.
Yeah.
Because other magazines have come into play because of us. They figured, they're doing pretty well. Maybe we'll try. Right. But we're still number 1 by a long shot.
I mean, it is such a beautiful magazine.
Thank you.
I remember there was one that was going around in Hawthorne. It was a beautiful cover, and then it was newsprint inside.
Right.
And now it's much less expensive.
Oh yeah.
Newsprint.
This is not cheap, my friend.
No, this is
absolutely.
yeah.
It's the real deal. We compete with, like the larger magazines like 201. And, I'm not afraid to put my magazine up against theirs because we probably have a much more editorial because we're more local.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of the advertisers that they have.
Well, I love that you're supporting local businesses. You're supporting the local community. You're supporting the fire, the police, and the people of the community, and putting people on the cover. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys. I mean, I didn't even realize that there was a whole opportunity to actually get into making a magazine.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that you don't have to do it alone is...
No. I mean, I'm the exception, not the rule. I'm a publisher by trade, so I kind of knew what I was doing right off the bat. But a lot of people, come from different walks of life, insurance and cars.
Different.
You name it, you name it. My most recent one was working at Rodanthian Fields. It's, that cosmetic company. It's multi-level.
Clearly, I have no idea.
and now she's working with us, and it's a bit of a transition, but we give you all the help you need.
Yeah.
So
and if
really
they have
works.
questions, they can contact you and say.
Are you kidding? I talk to everybody. I talk to all my people once, twice, 3 times a day, minimum. Minimum. Yeah. We communicate on text, on WhatsApp, on we picked up the phone and call each other. Yeah. I talked to 3 of them this morning before I even got here.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So listen, if you have editorial content, you have stories that you think would be right for the magazine. If you get the magazine, if you don't get the magazine, think about starting one up and contact Nella and say, hey, listen, I saw the thing and I'm thinking about, I think our community could use something like this.
Absolutely.
Because, it brings the community together when you share stories within the community.
Absolutely.
And then being able to, you know how I am about supporting local businesses.
It's very important. Very important.
I mean, it's the heartbeat of the town.
Yeah, contact me for a job opportunity, for any kind of editorial stories, and of course, if you want to advertise, and which we call sponsors, reach out to me, and we can sit and have a cup of coffee. I can come in and meet with you. This is what I do. I love what I do, and if you haven't figured that out by now, I do. I love what I do, so I enjoy it.
And listen, if you have a small business, I know a lot of you that watch this. You have your businesses in various towns in the area. It's a great opportunity. You don't have to advertise in all the magazines. You can advertise specifically in your own town or the town next to yours or wherever you like.
1, 2, 3, 45, 46, whatever you want.
And here's something else. If you like the magazine, drop her a note and just
that'd
say,
be awesome.
Just say, because more often than not, nobody has anything positive to say.
No, you'll hear the negative, but you never hear the positive.
They'll go on social media and say, I hate this. But, see her on Instagram, send her an email and say, I just want you to know that I love the fact that you had these people or that you had this article or that you do the calendar, which I think is great.
Yeah.
Because now that so many towns, we lost our local paper, a few years ago.
A lot of people did.
Yeah, they couldn't afford it anymore.
Yeah, a lot of people
And
did.
it's hard to figure out what's going on and what's happening in the community. I try to do as much as I can, but then I always get people saying, I wish I had known.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's hard.
No, it's true. I'm trying to help as well. This is what we do.
Yeah,
and
it's great.
Again, it's a passion, and it's something that I want to help other people succeed in. Absolutely. Yeah. Both, again, in business and in, starting your own business or being part of the business or help, or being part of the community.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
and writing stories about people that are in the community, events or things that are happening in the community.
Yeah.
So listen, it's bestversionmedia.com. Is that right?
It's N Veldran.
N Veldran.
Veldran.
At
bestversionmedia, all one word, .com.
And you'll see it right underneath here. Yeah. And you could drop her a line. And I mean, it's pretty awesome that there's even the opportunity of starting up your own magazine. That's very exciting.
People love it. We've made a lot of people very happy and successful, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank
I know with doing all this, it's especially holiday time, it's got to be very busy.
Oh, yeah, it's really busy. But that's okay, I can sleep when I'm retired. I don't need to right now.
Sleep when you're dead. That's when I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, listen, again, bestversionmedia.com. Check out the magazines. And is there a digital version?
Oh, yes.
So
we have digital opportunities. There's digital versions, and we also, like I said, we're on social media as well.
Okay.
People reach out to me, and I'll let you know what we can do for you.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people that moved away. We have a lot of people that watch this, and they're like, oh, thank you so much for posting that or showing that, because I haven't lived there for 20 years. It made me feel like I'm back home. So if they move from out of town, they can see some of these?
Well, yeah, I mean, they'd have to
Online.
contact me directly, and I can send it to you. I don't make it a habit of putting it all over online because,
Okay.
again, we have to kind of be careful of the fact that, we're talking about families.
Right.
So we
That's
don't
true.
want to give too much information, especially if
Gotcha.
they have small children. We're cognizant of their privacy.
Yeah.
If it's
That
a
makes sense.
local magazine,
Listen
we
to
try
me.
to keep
I'm
it
putting
local.
everybody's family down.
I know. If it's a local magazine, we try to keep it local.
Local,
right?
yeah.
That's what makes it special.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
So check it out online. Contact Nella. Let her
Yes,
know
please.
how excited you are about getting the magazine. And again, if you want to advertise, great vehicle to get your word out. And if you want to start a magazine, it's at least have a conversation. Right?
Absolutely.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
All right.
And Merry Christmas.
Everybody have a great holiday and be well.